In the heart of Europe, nestled among snowy hills, lay the charming village of Bellmont. Every Christmas Eve, a magical tradition would fill the air, the chorus of bells ringing from the village square. Each bell, with its own special tone, joined together to create a symphony that warmed the hearts of every villager. The music was the soul of Bellmont's Christmas, a sound that brought families closer, soothed worries, and made the long, cold winter nights feel cozy and bright. Among the villagers was a young boy named Leo. From his earliest memories, the sound of the bells had been his favorite song. He was a music lover through and through, and he understood the unique power of the bell's melody. He had seen how it could mend fences between neighbors, bring laughter to quiet homes, and unite everyone in a shared sense of wonder. To Leo, the bells weren't just instruments. They were the heartbeat of his village. But this year, something was different. Just a few days before Christmas, a fierce winter storm, with winds that howled like wolves, swept through Bellmont. The storm was powerful and unforgiving. It raged through the night, and when the villagers awoke the next morning, a heavy silence had fallen over the square. The storm had toppled several of the sturdy wooden bell frames and snapped the thick ropes that made them sing. The beautiful music of Bellmont was gone. A deep sadness settled over the village. The square, usually bustling with festive energy, was now quiet and somber. People gathered in small, hushed groups, looking at the broken frames and dangling ropes. "Christmas won't be the same," one villager sighed. "How can we celebrate without our bells?" another murmured, his breath a white cloud in the frosty air. The festive spirit seemed to have been carried away by the storm. Some even began to think the festival couldn't happen at all. The silence felt heavier than the deepest snowdrift. But while many felt discouraged, Leo's heart refused to accept defeat. He looked at the silent bells, and instead of seeing broken wood and frayed ropes, he saw a challenge. He saw an opportunity, an idea, bright and clear as a Christmas star, sparked in his mind. He couldn't let the music die. Without a second thought, he ran to the center of the village square, his boots crunching in the fresh snow. He took a deep breath and shouted with all his might, his voice ringing out in the stillness. "The bells are quiet, but our spirits don't have to be. If we work together, the bells can ring again." His words hung in the cold air for a moment, and then, like a single spark catching fire, something shifted in the crowd. A few heads lifted. Eyes that were downcast now looked toward Leo, a glimmer of hope returning. An old carpenter, known for his sturdy handiwork, was the first to step forward. "The boy is right," he declared, his voice gruff but kind. "I can fix those frames. My tools are ready." His words were like the first note of a new song. Inspired by his courage, others quickly joined in. The village sprang to life with a newfound purpose. Carpenters, both old and young, gathered their tools and began the intricate work of repairing the splintered wooden frames. Measut sawed and hammered, their movements precise and filled with determination. They knew every joint and every angle of the old structures, and they worked with a love that had been passed down through generations. The village children, Uger Tuchelf, became a flurry of activity. They darted back and forth, their red cheeks glowing in the cold, carrying new, strong ropes from the storehouse. They giggled as they polished the massive bronze bells until they gleamed, their surfaces reflecting the gray winter sky. Their small hands worked diligently, and their infectious energy lifted everyone's spirits. Parents and village elders, the keepers of the old traditions, took on the delicate task of tuning the bells. They tapped each one gently, listening with trained ears for the perfect pitch. They taught the younger ones the ancient melodies, the patterns of ringing that had been the soundtrack to Bellmont's Christmases for centuries. It was a beautiful sight, generations working side by side, sharing knowledge and creating something new together. Even families who had no experience with carpentry or music found ways to contribute. They brought out steaming mugs of hot cocoa, warming the cold hands of the workers. They hummed along to the tunes the elders were teaching, their voices adding a soft, gentle harmony. Some clapped out rhythms to encourage the workers, their joyful applause echoing through the square. Laughter began to fill the air again, mingling with the scent of pine and hot chocolate. The entire village worked tirelessly, side by side, their collective effort a testament to their shared love for their home. Finally, Christmas Eve arrived as the sun began to set, casting a warm, golden glow over the snow-covered hills. The work was finished. The bell frame stood tall and strong once more. New ropes were securely fastened, and every bell was polished and perfectly tuned. A quiet anticipation settled over the crowd that had gathered in the square. All eyes were on Leo. With a nod from the village elder, Leo stepped forward. He took hold of the thick rope of the very first bell, his heart pounding with a mix of nervousness and excitement. He pulled down with all his strength. Dunk, dong, dong. The deep, resonant sound broke the silence, rolling through the village like a wave of pure joy. It was the sound of hope returned. Then, one by one, other villagers pulled their ropes, and the bells chimed in perfect, glorious harmony. The music was back, more beautiful and powerful than ever before. It echoed over the rooftops, across the snowy fields, and into the hearts of everyone listening. The villagers cheered, their voices rising to join the music of the bells. They began to sing carols, their blended voices creating a choir that filled the night sky. People danced in the square, strangers embracing like old friends, their faces illuminated by the warm glow of lanterns. The joy was overwhelming, a pure and simple happiness that came from a shared achievement. That night, as Leo looked around at the smiling faces and listened to the triumphant music, he realized something truly magical. The music wasn't just in the ringing of the bronze bells. It was in the rhythmic sawing of the carpenters, the cheerful laughter of the children, and the soft humming of the helpers. It was in the shared cups of cocoa and the encouraging words. The true music had been there all along, in the hearts of everyone who had worked together to bring it back to life. From that day forward, the Christmas celebration in Bellmont was forever changed. They celebrated not only the beautiful music of the bells, but also the incredible power of unity, teamwork, and the simple, profound joy that comes from helping one another. And every year, as the bells rang out on Christmas Eve, they served as a reminder that when people come together and share their unique talents, they can create the most beautiful harmony, not just in music, but in life itself. Thank you so much for watching. We hope this story brought a little warmth and light to your day. If you enjoyed it, please give this video a like, and don't forget to subscribe for more heartwarming stories. We'll see you in the next one.